Hello again. Well, I know it's late, but we've got plenty of Coca-Cola League Cup action tonight, which we hope is going to keep you right on the edge of your seats way past the witching hour. And there's plenty of local interest. It wasn't so long ago, of course, that Luton Town were the proud winners of the League Cup at Wembley. But the Hatters' run in this year's competition could end at home park tonight as Plymouth Argyle go for the win that'll put them into that lucrative third round, our main game tonight. For Torquay United, that looks a hopeless task. 6-0 down from that first leg at Plymouyh, the Gulls face the impossible dream at the county ground. Action from that tie later in the programme, if United fans can bear to watch. And we'll also be keeping an eye on a fascinating game at Chesterfield, where the mighty Liverpool could take a tumble. The Merseysiders were 3-0 down at Anfield, but fought back to share 8 goals. What on earth can we expect in the return? Highlights of that game to come. But let's start tonight with our main game. It's Plymouth Argyle against Luton Town, and our commentator at Home Park is Gary Bloom.
This is the third meeting of these teams this season. Both previous matches have ended in 2-2 draws, so you'd expect another keenly fought contest here tonight. Though Plymouth's 2 away goals from the first leg at Kenilworth Road a fortnight ago makes them the bookies' favourites to go through to round 3 for only the second time in the last 5 seasons. Plymouth are without the services of the most experienced outfield player, Steve McCall. He's sidelined with a knee injury and misses tonight's game. But new club captain Gary Paul is back in his starting lineup after serving a one-match ban for his sending off at Fulham last month. Dave Regis has unearthed a rich seam of goals since returning to the club after a loan spell at Bournemouth. He's hit 4 now in his last 4 games. Luton's experienced central defender Trevor Peake has recovered from injury, as has Marvin Johnson, stretchered off in the first leg at Kenilworth Road with a damaged Achilles. He plays at left back. David Priest is Luton's only survivor of their League Cup winning team 4 years ago. Steve Claridge is Luton's top goal scorer and scored 2 against Plymouth in the first leg at Kenilworth Road. Tonight's referee, Martin Bodenham. A week ago, he was refereeing in the Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid, where Real Madrid were playing Politecnica Timișoara in the UEFA Cup. So it's Plymouth Argyle to get us underway at the start of the game. Plymouth have won all but one of their 5 home matches here this season. They're playing from left to right at the start of this game. Given away early on. An interception by James, playing in midfield for Luton Town. Wide here to David Priest. With Johnson's clearance. It's worth saying that Luton have only won 1 game this season. That was at Brentford. Really has been a miserable time at the club. They're looking for a useful cup run now to improve their fortunes. This is Marvin Johnson. Turning to the side today. Flicked on accurately by Claridge. Regis. Trying to find Joyce. That really was a meaty challenge, wasn't it? And this time, Philip Gray, the Luton centre forward, caught offside. Gray's only scored 1 goal this season and has been suffering from a lack of confidence in front of goal. Morrison now with a free kick for Plymouth Argyle. It'll be a goal kick, but it's straight out of play. Claridge beaten in the air that time. Comprehensively, in fact. Kamara. Priest loses out in midfield. And the midfield area heavily congested. A mistake by Johnson, but Peake was there quickly. Number 7, Steve Claridge, offside. Morrison. Here to be handball, but the referee allows play to go on. Johnson's under pressure here. Oh, he's done ever well, and then he's caught very late by Skinner. Free kick then to Luton Town. A couple of minutes in, still goalless in this second leg. Gray trying to find his fellow striker Steve Claridge. Wasn't the most accurate of passes. Kamara. Now, Luton could be stretched here. Ball helping it forward to Spearing. Willie Billing to Nugent, who's ridden the challenge and scores! Great start for Plymouth. Oh, they're enjoying that one here at Home Park. The ball delivered in to the tall 6'1" striker. He rode the challenge well and drove it wide of Patterson, the Australian goalkeeper. Here's Kamara. Well, that really was a mistimed back pass by Poole. I'm sure Peter Shilton won't have appreciated that. Almost Plymouth lucky to escape with that. This is Skinner. No obstruction. Marriage offside for Luton Town. Kamara. Skinner kept it out with some ease. Johnson. Reese will help it forward, but that really is an ambitious ball. Looking for Phil Gray, who was lucky to win the throw-in. Claridge. Priest. Johnson now. Johnson's cross, it's well aimed. Morrison cut it out. Kamara helps it down. Back in by Linton. Claridge after it. There's really our meat and drink to Peter Shilton. Shilton now 43 years old. Joyce helping it through. Nugent can help it up. Joyce is offside. Good, imaginative football by Plymouth once again. But Luton had pushed out. And perhaps the pass a trifle too late. Beak, looking for Claridge. Morrison concedes the throw. And we're inside the final minute now of the first half.
Come on, Craig! Easy!
Sultan, the central defender of Luton Town, who's had a busy evening so far. Kamara. Gray. One for Claridge to chase. Danger here for Plymouth.
Away, away!
Oh, that really was a missed kick by Edworthy. Now the referee indicates it had gone for a corner. Well, Edworthy only had to clear the ball and almost put through his own goal. So he's put his side under pressure in injury time at the end of the first half. Claridge, back to Priest again. Sultan, good header too, but Shilton had the far post covered. Flick on by Skinner. Regis offside. They've just been unable to recreate their fast tempo football which they produced at the start of the game and which yielded a goal. It's the only goal of the match so far. It came after 4 minutes of the game when Kevin Nugent struck his second of the season to give Plymouth Argyle a 3-2 lead on aggregate, and they will be happy with proceedings at half-time. The half-time score then from Home Park: Plymouth 1, Luton 0. Join us for the second half after the break. Welcome back to the TSW midweek match, where at half-time Plymouth lead Luton 1-0 in this Coca-Cola Cup tie. That's 3-2 on aggregate. Luton to get the second half underway. They need 2 goals to see them through to round 3, but 1 would be enough to take this tie into extra time. John McGovern. Claridge. Rees helping it down. It's a chase for Gray. Can afford to smile about that one. Morrison. Oh, they've beaten the offside trap. Nugent. Poole! Yes! That will be the goal now, which surely sends Plymouth through. Great header by Morrison, and for once Luton's offside trap failed. And what a clinical finish there by Gary Poole, the Plymouth captain. Well, breathing space now for Plymouth Argyle, who have their sights very firmly fixed on round 3 of this competition. Goal at the start of the first half, and now a goal at the start of the second. Morrison, whose long pass initiated that second Plymouth goal. Skinner won it back for Plymouth Argyle. There's a real purpose now about the home side. Claridge. Ball had gone out of play. That will be a throw-in. The leading bookmaker this morning made Plymouth 6-5 favourites to win tonight's game. Plymouth's fans excited about the prospect of moving into round 3. You fancy a bet? The team 150-1 to win the Coca-Cola Cup. Nugent. A bizarre pass that time from Julian James, who increases the pressure on his defence. And Plymouth, free of the shackles of chasing this game, now beginning to pass the ball around with some accuracy and looking for more goals. Skinner, that's a great break. Regis waiting in the middle, hooked away by Linton. Kamara. Some of the composure and concentration now has gone from this Luton team since that second goal. There seems to be an extra Plymouth player on the field at the moment. They're playing so well. A quite breathtaking move. Can they find Regis? They can! He just can't stop scoring goals at the moment. 5 now in his last 5 games for Plymouth. If there was any doubt about this cup tie, they're all dismissed now. Luton were generous to a fault here. Peake making it impossible for Pettersson, and put in by Regis. Rees now for Luton. Thumping drive. And the Welsh under-21 international almost force a save out of Peter Shilton. Took it in his stride very effectively, but couldn't keep his shot down. Paul. Regis won that little duel with Salton. Nugent waiting in the middle now. Spearing. Morris. Peake, Kamara, Rees. Oh, that really was a stinging shot. Claridge is offside. It wouldn't have counted had Claridge's shot beaten Shilton. But what a brilliant save by the Plymouth manager. How about that? A chance for Luton to come back into this one. Luton about to make a substitution. This is Scott Oakes preparing to come on the field, number 12. Ball. Rees. Wide to Johnson. Reese again. Gray, hooked back across the face of goal. Morrison. Kamara, away by Morrison. Good little spell this for Luton Town. Marriage. Johnson. James. Claridge with his back to goal. And now Luton Town can make this switch. Julian James, who was injured during the first half, limping to the near touch line and will be replaced by Scott Oakes, another of the former Leicester City players David Fleet has brought to this club. The referee has awarded a corner Luton Town here rather than the free kick. We've had an hour of the game. Plymouth lead 3-0 on the night. And the first shot by the substitutes is spilled by Shilton, and Claridge drags Luton back in. Claridge scores for Luton, but it was substitute Scott Oakes who had that shot, which Peter Shilton just couldn't hold. That's a low volley, and Claridge screwed it back in. Plymouth's aggregate lead now cut to 5-3 over the two matches. Still a two-goal cushion. Linton. Reese. And if that goal will give Luton hearts. Kamara rushes aside Garner and Regis. Fouls by Phil Gray, free kick to Plymouth. Claridge. Scott Oakes. Gray, lovely 1-2. Gray! It was very neat and precise, but the finish wasn't accurate by Phil Gray. Neat 1-2 with Gray and Claridge, but Gray couldn't find the target. Sturdy challenge by Joyce, just might get Plymouth going again here. Joyce is onside. Only the goalkeeper to beat now. Can he score? And selfishly squares it back across the face of goal. And Plymouth contrived to miss an excellent opportunity. Well, this is a real opportunity for Warren Joyce. He beat the offside trap. He ghosted into the inside left position, and maybe he should have tried to chip the goalkeeper rather than square the ball for Skinner. Well, this time, Plymouth Argyle are offside. Claridge took the ball off the toe of Morrison. And a goal! Deflected in by Priest. And again, Scott Oakes was the author of the goal. Peter Shilton had the original shot covered, but David Priest stuck out a leg and deflected the ball past the Plymouth manager. Here's that punch again, fired in by Oakes. And the left foot of Priest puts Luton back in with a shout. Meanwhile, Plymouth make a substitution here. It's Paul Adcock coming on. And Kevin Nugent makes way. Plymouth Argyle just have a one-goal advantage at the moment. Promises to be a nervy end to this cup tie. Oakes, Kamara. Oakes again is inside the area now. Important stop by Peter Shilton. They can't keep this man quiet. And they'll have to neutralise the threat of Scott Oakes if Plymouth Argyle are going to have to progress to round 3. That Plymouth defence looked just about bomb-proof in the first half. It's been a very different story in the second. Johnson. Harrison got it clear. Kamara. Luton pushing forward, about to leave spaces at the back. Salton will try and get the ball forward quickly here for Luton Town. Up towards Gray. Only into the path of Rees. Gray onside. Now, is this the equaliser? He just can't find the target. Just one goal so far this season. And he hardly looked self-assured here as this ball was put through to him after springing the Plymouth offside trap. Five minutes left. Meanwhile, Luton Town are preparing to make a second substitution here. And surprisingly, they're preparing to bring on a defender, John Dreyer. I suspect it's for Trevor Peake here, who's just slipped, who may have aggravated that hamstring injury. Poole! That is a quite brilliant shot by the Plymouth captain. Already scored one goal tonight. And with 4 minutes remaining of this cup tie, he almost made it safe. Here's the incident again. Dragged it back onto his right foot, saw the goalkeeper off his line, and just too high. So indeed, Trevor Peake has succumbed to that hamstring injury. And is replaced in defence by John Dreyer. David Plymough, the manager of Luton. Regis, who scored that third Plymouth goal. Des Linton concedes the throw-in, and Plymouth can waste a few more seconds. Down by the corner flag, Spearing to take the throw. Bryson at the back. Meanwhile, free kick to Luton. We've now played a minute and a half of stoppage time. Claridge. That's a throw-in. Martin Bodenham took a long, hard look at his watch. But still, the final whistle is yet to come. Plymouth playing out this last few seconds with neurotic caution, but they're through to round 3. Paul scored that important goal for Plymouth after 51 minutes. The final score here then, 3-2 on the night to Plymouth. They win 5-4 on aggregate and go through to round 3 now of the Coca-Cola Cup. John, what was going through your mind in the last 15 minutes of that game?
Well, the same that was going through the rest of the game. You know, we're still in front at the moment, but we're under a lot of pressure. Having said that, you know, we managed to withstand the pressure, and obviously we're just delighted we got through the tie.
Did you think it was all over when that third one went in?
Well, I thought it should have been, really, because normally when you go 3-0 up, obviously you should go and then possibly get another one and then another one after that. But once they've got a goal, obviously it lifts their tail and they've got absolutely nothing to lose. So then they threw an awful lot of bodies forward, managed to get another break and get another goal, which obviously makes the tie a lot closer than it should have been.
You can see for yourself, you know, two big lads up front, we've got a battle. Kev's got a good touch, mine's improving all the time. And, you know, it's getting better all the time.
Welcome back. Well, coming up soon, we've got coverage of Torquay's tie at Swindon, plus, of course, a full roundup of the rest of tonight's results. But first, let's go to our second game of the evening. The two teams shared 8 goals in a pulsating first leg at Anfield. And tonight, Chesterfield take on Liverpool with home advantage. Could we be in for one of the great cup upsets? Let's see as we join John Helm, our commentator, at the recreation ground.
It's a marvellous night for everybody connected with Chesterfield. And Dave, they really surpassed all expectations at Anfield. A fantastic performance. Sometimes when it happens, the big club comes out all the more needled to make sure it doesn't happen again. That was a giveaway, so it's back at Morris's foot. Carr played into space, and there might be a chance for Chesterfield's Hebbard here. And Trevor Hebbard has got another one for Chesterfield. What a start! Liverpool's defence sprung again, and the team that got 4 at Anfield has got another one now against Liverpool. Trevor Hebbard, we were saying he once scored a winner for Southampton against Liverpool, and he's now got the 5th goal in the tie against them.
Yeah, he takes a very good touch away from Bruce, who puts him under pressure, and he finishes very well, Trevor.
Of course, Liverpool were knocked out by Peterborough United last season, but they had reached the 4th round on that occasion. Oh, and here's a space for Walters to exploit, and a brilliant stop as well from Leonard. Well, that might be a critical moment. It was a good chance because Walters had plenty of time to size up the shot, hit it well, super stop.
It was an excellent cross, and Walters took it very well, and I think the keeper did very, very well to stop that.
Just to remind you, Chesterfield are leading 5-4 on aggregate over the two ties. Oh, lovely play by McManaman, skipping past Carr. He's got such good balance for a tall lad. Marsh's knock-in, met by Rush, and there might be a chance here, and this is Liverpool's equaliser, and it's Don Hutchison. That really was what Liverpool needed, and Don Hutchison gets his 4th goal in 5 games.
Very good play. Their patient build-up. Excellent play by Rush and Rosenthal, and Don Hutchinson gets in there and finishes well. It's a good cross in, and Rush does very well here.
Liverpool trademark, they do love to play the ball all along the ground, out of defence. Steve Nicol hits it longer this time to Walters. Oh, and Morris has got the flick on towards Steve Norris, who's got 2 to take on. Oh, and Well, then it really broke down badly for them, and there might be a chance now as Redknapp goes on, and the keeper wasn't sure whether to come or not, and Liverpool are in front for the first time in the tie, and it's Jamie Redknapp who's exploited some sloppy work in midfield by Chesterfield, and Liverpool go 2-1 ahead on the night.
Yeah, Jamie gets through here. He has a good look around him. He takes the ball early. It's low to the keeper, and the keeper can't do much about it. But before that, Ian Rush had done tremendously well to set up the goal in terms that the ball was played forward, could be played back and then forward.
Brian thumps it forward, didn't stand on any ceremony that time. Good. That was a good challenge by Heaven. It set Norris going, and a fine tackle by the Dane Picnic. It was a 1-against-1 situation, and Picnic stood his ground.
Yeah, good interception there.
Here comes Rosenthal, and if he gets through here, he might get a third. Ronnie Rosenthal, and it's swept into the net by Mark Walters. Liverpool have a third. Chesterfield's defence caught out again in a little bit of disarray, and when Rosenthal pulled it back, Walters simply couldn't miss.
Well, it led from that good interception, and the ball was played, and Rosenthal was persistent, and he's ended up going for the shot, but it's gone across the far goal, and Mark Walters has found himself in a nice space to side-foot the ball in. There it goes, really. The Chesterfield player should have stayed on his feet. It'd have made it more difficult. Rosenthal gets his turn on. They're going in. He's gone for the shot, and Walters will be happy with that.
This is Rosenthal, held in check. It still breaks, and Liverpool still have people around that Chesterfield penalty box. Chase this time, Nicol going back. Has to breast it down away from the path of Steve Norris. And it's been a brighter start by Chesterfield this half.
Yeah, they've come out fairly positive, and they're looking to try and get that goal back, but they're also a little bit apprehensive at the back as well. Also, I think they're concerned they don't concede that fourth goal.
Oh yeah, one more for Liverpool, and that will be good night, I'm sure, to Chesterfield's chances. Well, he got the shot in, Trevor Hebbard. Not as accurately as he got one in the 8th minute of the first half, though.
I mean, Liverpool have done well with Chesterfield playing with the 3 centre-halves and the sweeper. They've utilised their spare man, and Chesterfield have spent periods where they've had to chase the ball.
Belted up the right touchline, and again it's Cash who has to put it out. Stuart Cash signed start of this season from Nottingham Forest, had a loan spell at Rotherham last year. McManaman, he's quick, and he obviously really loves taking on defenders. Twists and turns well. Here he is again in possession, trying to find a way through. All he gets is a throw-in for the moment. But it's Chesterfield who need the break, and Liverpool trying to kill off the tie. Walters might try and set up Ian Rush, who's hit it in first-time effort. Good stop again by Leonard, and that really could have killed off Chesterfield once and for all. As it is, Norris picks it up with 3 Liverpool men around him. No foul, but still the blue shirts come forward. And it's driven wide, and Williams surely won't get there ahead of Grobbelaar. He's happy to put the ball out and then dart back to his line. Rodgers to hoist it in. Grobbelaar this time doesn't come. 3 men at the back post. Here is Andy Morris. It just didn't break kindly for him. Carr lofts it back again. And Grobbelaar manages to make a good catch under a little bit of pressure from Williams, but he doesn't complain. I think he got a bit of a whack, mind you.
Yeah, I think he got caught. He takes in the right spirit, Bruce, as well.
It was an interesting clearance. It found Walters, but he nearly gave it straight to Norris. Liverpool leading 3-1. Putting the passes together much more impressively. Rosenthal Still Ronnie Rosenthal, looks to get in and around them, and he got his feet tangled up with the ball. There's no foul, and again they're looking to release Norris up the middle. He's a box full of tricks, isn't he?
I don't think Graham's too happy about it either.
He isn't. Soonest on the touchline has thrown his arms out in exasperation. Sure, Grobbelaar said, it's my birthday, I feel like doing something a bit different. You'd have gone potty if you'd have thrown it into the net as Gary Sprake once did. Here's McManaman. It's a good spell again for Liverpool now. Chesterfield just on the rack a bit at the moment, and they can finish it off. Rush, surely! Ian Rush, 4-1, and now Liverpool know that they're on the way into the next round for certain.
A good break, McManaman does well, and young Marsh got the overlap in and puts a nice low cross in, and Rush is used to them, and it's funny how like he should have scored the first time, and then you're waiting for that record, and he gets a little bit of luck and puts it away. Again, that good low cross coming in, the overlap there, he gets a good touch across the 6-yard box, and they're not reacting.
Yes, wasn't quite sure whether Rodgers actually put the ball in there, but Ian Rush, I'm sure, will claim it, and he'll now claim also to be the joint record goal scorer for Liverpool with Roger Hunt.
So, no surprises at Chesterfield, and none at Swindon either, where Torquay already 6-0 down, with 7-0 down within 2 minutes. Glenn Hoddle, the scorer. Well, after 10 minutes, Swindon made it 2-0. A right-wing cross from Mitchell, and Steve White scored with a shot on return from 15 yards. And they made it 3-0 before the break. Glenn Hoddle passed to Martin Ling, and his through ball released Mitchell, who scored with a low drive into the corner. Torquay had their moments. After about 32 minutes, Chris Myers played a 1-2 with substitute Adrian Foster, but his low shot was well held by Swindon goalkeeper Nicky Hamming. Into the second half, and a real let-off for Torquay when Martin Ling played the ball inside for Mickey Hazard, and his 20-yard shot beat the goalkeeper, then hit the crossbar and was cleared by defender Chris Curran. But after 65 minutes, Torquay pulled the goal back when skipper Chris Myers fired home a quickly taken free kick from 25 yards. And then amazingly, Torquay scored again when Nicky Hammond made a hash of a clearance, leaving Adrian Foster to run forward and roll the ball into an empty net. In fact, Foster nearly snatched a draw when his powerful left-foot shot hit the inside of the post on 90 minutes. Final score on the night, though, Swindon 3, Torquay 2. On aggregate, Swindon 9, Torquay 2.
So a brave fight back indeed there by Torquay United, and at least they've come away with some pride, but it really was always going to be an impossible task. Well, there'll be a lot more than pride at stake on Friday night when Leeds United meet Stuttgart in that controversial rematch in the European Cup. And you won't miss a moment of it. There'll be live, full coverage of that match here on TSW starting at 8 o'clock. That's Leeds against Stuttgart in the European Cup, TSW, Friday night at 8 o'clock. Do tune in for that. Right, now, back to tonight and the rest of the results in the Coca-Cola Cup. Starting up there at Blackburn, and a real surprise for the Premier. Minutes of elimination against Huddersfield. A goal by Alan Shearer finally saving them, and they won it in extra time. Blackburn 4, Huddersfield 3, 5-4 on aggregate. Chesterfield 1, Liverpool 4. Grimsby 2, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Queen's Park Rangers, though, go through 6-5 after penalties. Hartlepool 2, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Wednesday win 5-2 on aggregate. Ipswich 4, Wigan 0. Lincoln 1, Crystal Palace 1, and Palace go through 4-2 on aggregate. Peterborough 2, Leicester 1. Leicester, though, are through 3-2 on aggregate. Plymouth 3, Luton 2. Portsmouth 2, Blackpool 0. Swindon 3, Torquay United 2. Wimbledon 0, Bolton 1. Wimbledon, though, go through 3-2 on aggregate. And one more result up in Scotland, the B&Q Scottish Cup first round, Arbroath 3, Dunfermline 0. So that's it for another programme, but of course we will be back with coverage of Argyle's next match in the Coca-Cola Cup, and of course that third round draw coming up a little later in the week. And before we go, let's wish good luck also to Exeter City. They take on Oldham in the second leg tomorrow night, and of course they're just the 1 goal down, so fingers crossed for them. In the meantime though, from all of us here on the midweek match, it's goodbye.